and welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing a fun hooded eye deep set kind of aging eye trick for like the end of summer nights, because I know we're going to get right into some holiday weekends coming up, and I know there's going to be a lot of special things you guys are doing, so I wanted to give you a very easy but very kind of effective eye for a hooded eye aging eye type. Alright, so if you want to know more about that, hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and let's do it. Alright you guys, honestly, this is so easy. So I'm going to take my shadow primer, Shadow Insurance, from Toofaced, and you do need to use an eyeshadow primer with this, and I'll show you why in a second. But what got me kind of thinking about this was that I know that it's kind of going to be dwindling down. Summer, kids are going back to school soon, and I know that there's going to be some holiday parties, and I wanted to give you guys a very quick but very kind of effective. By the way, does this burn anybody else? I don't even know why I continue to use it. I know it works really well, but it burns my eyelids. Anyway, but I wanted to give you guys an eye look that, again, was very easy to do. Only took a couple of products, but really enhanced that kind of hooded deep set eye. So let me grab my goodies here. So all you're going to need is some sort of cream eyeshadow, but I've been really into this. This is very different than the glitter eyeshadows that we just talked about, but this is the STILA, let's see, what do they call this? Shimmer and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow, and it is in Twig. It is the most beautiful coppery brown color ever. And then you're going to need a bronzer, okay? So any bronzer, maybe the bronzer that you use on your face, and a fluffy brush. Okay, so what you're going to do is you are going to apply this to the bottom half of your eyelid. And now remember, this eye on me is smaller than the other one. So don't open your eyeball yet. Take your shadow brush and diffuse the edges. You are going to have to use one eye or do one eye at a time because this does dry very quickly. Use our technique on bringing this above the crease and a little bit more towards the brow bone. Remember, this is going to hide any kind of, natural creasing that is up there, any kind of fine lines, and it's also going to bring our deep setness more up towards the brow, so it's going to give an optical illusion of the deep setness. I don't know how else to say it, but it brings an optical illusion of it being wider and more awake looking and just a bigger eye shape. So that's all you do, okay? And you can put on as much or as little as you want. Don't worry about anything happening over here. Honestly, this does happen with this shadow product, but don't be too concerned with it. Just make sure that this is blended up and above that crease area. Kind of put it on haphazardly. And if your eye is a little bit smaller, please use a smaller brush. Also too, I've been thinking about doing a video all about brush techniques. Not about exactly what brush to use, but more about brush techniques on where to hold the brush, how to choose the right brush for your eye shape, etc., like pressure and all that good stuff. So let me know if you guys want that video, and I will work on doing that for you guys. Comment below, please, for me. Alright, so that's basically it. So I'm going to use, where'd my bronzer just go? Okay, so I'm going to use the Urban Decay Beached Bronzer. You can use your favorite bronzer, whichever one you like, but preferably one that is a little bit more like on that kind of warm, taupier side with a little bit of gray in it, and probably one that does not have any kind of glitter to it. So this bronzer from Urban Decay is matte. Take it on a big fluffy brush. This one is the Sigma E35 brush. And you want to go right on top of where you blended that product out. And don't be afraid, especially with our eye shape, to come up a little bit into that brow bone area. And then you want to kind of kick this out ever so slightly. And you're using kind of circular motions, your hands back on the brush a little bit, and you're using a very gentle pressure. Alright, honestly, that's as simple as it is. I will take my little Hourglass powder in Diffused Light. And use a small detailing brush. I am not going to, but just use a small detailing brush and just go right underneath that brow bone ever so slightly. Right underneath that brow bone. Corner of the eye. Give that eye a little bit more of a wide awake effect. And then I like to go back over that section one more time. I have no more product on this brush, but just to make sure that it hasn't diffused the color too much, because you do want there to be a little bit of a difference of a color with the bronzer that we put on. All right, so now what we're gonna do is I am going to apply a little bit of eyelash primer. This one is by Givenchy. You can use your favorite. And I'm just doing this because, you know, I don't use a lot of false lashes. And by the way, that false lash video 101 is gonna be coming out soon. But I want this look to be all about the lashes. And then you always want to let that dry for a little bit. I'm going to be using the new DIOR mascara. This is the one that you pump. If you guys ever want to know what products, I obviously put them up on the screen, but I also put them in the description box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go finish up the rest of my makeup so I can show you how to complete this look. Alright you guys, so the rest of my makeup is on. If you wanted to know, I have the Tarte Blush and Insightful on. Obviously our bronzer we've used, and my lip is Bite Beauty Leche. Alright, so let's finish this bad boy up. So you're going to take your bronzer again, and I do recommend you use this on a kind of detailing brush, just a small detailing brush so it doesn't get all over the place and go too low. We are just going to pull this underneath the eye. And again, you want to connect this. Now, when you connect it, don't connect it going downwards. Connect it going in an upward motion. I also want to do a video for you guys on how to like uplift an eye shape, because there are some techniques that would, I think, help you guys out to have that kind of more lifted, awake eye, if that's what you wanted. Now, you can either use your same STILA thing if you're feeling like you really know how to use this, or I would suggest getting any kind of shadow. I'm going to use the Super Shock shadow by ColourPop in Mooning. This is a very similar color to that one. I just feel underneath the eye using a powdered shadow would be better. I am just going to use this on the outside of the eye. And you don't want the underneath section to be as dark as the lid. You want this to be just a more of a, like I said, like a shadow, okay? And we're just using this on the outer third of the eye, connecting the outside two colors. And what I mean by that is you are connecting this dark shade up here with the bottom section. And that way it'll look more like it's supposed to have that continuation. And that's basically it. I'm sure we all have a shadow laying around that looks like that. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of mascara on the bottom lashes. Alright, so this is the complete look. I love this eye. This is actually one of those eyes that I would also call this tutorial a very go-to for red carpet looks from a lot of different makeup artists. This is something that I have done multiple times on clients. It's just a very flattering look to almost every eye shape. Even if you have a mono lid, you know, one that has no crease, this is fantastic because this will put a crease in your eye shape or make it look like there is one. Even if you think your eyes are way too hooded or way too deep set, try this technique out and really bringing that darkness up above the crease and onto the brow bone a little bit more will really give you that more of an effect of, or an optical illusion of having more space. All right, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you on the next one. Lots of love from me to you. Bye, you guys.